Jay Freddie, Northeast independent wrestler. Hopefully, maybe one day, the big time. Only time will tell as the Asia song goes. We'll see.
All right, how long have you been wrestling?
Who am I? I'm a human being. Anyway, don't mind him. This will be my 4th year in professional wrestling.
Okay, where are you based out of?
I live in Watertown, New York, which is 25 miles from the Canadian-U.S. border. So technically the county where I'm from you could consider a part of Ontario, Canada. A lot of people do. It snows 6 months out of the year, but hey, it's where I'm from.
How'd you get into wrestling?
I got into wrestling, always being a fan growing up of it. I remember when they used to come to the Watertown Fairgrounds where 2CW does a lot of shows. As a kid, I used to beg my mom and dad to take us, you know, me and my 2 brothers. And of course, me and my brothers obviously, you know, would actually legit write out programs and reenact every match of like every pay-per-view. Like if it was King of the Ring, we did it round by round, you know, we're like I was Bret Hart one round or I was Bam Bam the next round, you know what I mean?
Nice.
Just always a fan growing up of it. Finally, and as I got older with a driver's license, I would go to like Ring of Honor shows, indies, you know, that would come around, of course WWE when they would come near. When I turned 18 and I graduated, my original plan was to move to Philly and go to Ring of Honor school. But as soon as I graduated, that's when 2CW first started. And when I went to the On Center show with Too Cold Scorpio, with Tony Atlas, with the New Age Outlaws, and I found out they had a wrestling school, and I looked into it and I saw, you know, Zachary Springate, who was trained by the late great Walter Killer Kowalski, you know, a legend in this business. And it was only an hour from my house, so I figured that is perfect. So saved up my money, got a summer job, and December 2006 is when wrestling began.
Okay. What do you think of the wrestling industry as a whole right now?
I think it's on the upswing. Just like anything, per se, it can have its ups, it can have its downs. It depends what time you catch it at. Like obviously right now with what's going on TV with you know, with Brock Lesnar coming back, you know, after his success with the UFC, things that they're doing with CM Punk, like especially at the top level, it kind of gravitates to the independents. Obviously right now with you know, Ring of Honor getting a TV deal, you know, with Sinclair. That helps. TNA, you know, on Thursday night, it's going to go live now. And there's definitely a lot of good indies out there that are starting to pick up. So I think independent wrestling and wrestling as a whole is starting to build back up. And I honestly think as far as someone being in wrestling, it's what you make of it. You know, it's just like being in a band. You know what I mean? It's like obviously if, you know, Metallica, for example, you know, didn't get to its highest level, you know, by chance. You know, those guys paid their dues and owned their chops in clubs and self-promoted and self-promoted and self-promoted, you know. And now with social media, like with YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, if it's just like being a band, you know, you put all your work into it, you know, and just keep working in and out of the ring, you know, you can definitely make something of it.
Change anything about the wrestling business, what would it be?
If I could change anything about it, ooh, that's a tough one. Honestly, I'd like to see more respect to the boys, like as far as like, there are, like, don't get me wrong, like there's a lot of good promoters out there. There's some who, you know, which I understand paying your dues and everything, you know. There are some where they're like, states away, we're talking like 10, 12 hours away, you know, and they want to bring you in, and you figure, you know, like with your gas and everything, you know what I mean, and they want to pay you like $10, you know what I mean, you know, but hey, that's what you got to do. I mean, Shawn Michaels said, you know, would you drive 5 states just to grab a $20 bill out of a tree? You know, if you really want it that bad, you do it, you know what I mean?
Right.
Also, too, is I would like to see some more credibility, like as far as guys, you know what I mean? especially with certain states obviously not having an athletic commission, Joe Schmo could buy a ring and run a show, you know. As far as that, I mean, I really have no complaints. You know, the wrestling business has been very good to me. I've met and wrestled some incredible wrestlers, you know, guys who are getting their big breaks right now, you know, and it's treated me very well, and hopefully it still does.
What's been the highlight of your career so far?
Oh, man. Getting to do Ring of Honor TV was an amazing opportunity. Obviously, you know, winning titles on the indies, you know, especially here in 2CW, this is where I started. Having them have faith in me to hold the belt, you know, is pretty honorable. And the guys I've wrestled with, I've gotten it to wrestle some of the best wrestlers in the world. I've wrestled Davey Richards, I wrestled Eddie Edwards, wrestled the franchise Shane Douglas, wrestled Brian Danielson, you know, WWE champion, you know what I mean? So, and just learning from those guys, you know what I mean? Just trying to constantly learn and evolve and take in every single aspect of it and just make yourself better. So that's the highlight of me, is just, you know, keep going and loving everything you do, you know?
All right, cool. What's your web presence? Do you have a web page?
I do. I have a couple. On Twitter, you can follow me at J_Freddie. Facebook.com/Jay Freddie, Jay Freddie. I do have a website. It's www.Freddie.com.